Hey, it's me, Tammy B, and I am on to do a hopefully quick review of the haves and the have-nots. Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, I know I'm like a day late and a dollar short, but that episode was so good. Well, of course, the ending. So, what was it? Okay, so it was episode 16 titled The Heart of a Man, you guys. So, let me just start from the beginning because all I could think about is the end right now. But let me go back just a little bit. So, okay, the episode starts off with Jim breaking down to Hannah, and even though I'm still like kind of boy bye to Jim, it is sad. But one thing about Jim, he asked all the questions I would have asked y'all. He was like, where was he? Who was he with? Did they take him to the hospital? Who was the detective? That was everything I wanted to know, especially the part about did they take him to the hospital? And Hannah didn't know any of that. And like I said, I'm on Hannah's side right here because Jim was acting so stank towards her, but at the same time, if you are delivering news, it is kind of be like, I don't know nothing. I just came to tell you he dead. But like I said, she better than me because I wouldn't win anyway. But I was just like, dang, what did the detective tell y'all? Like, I understand Catherine passed out on the porch or the steps and all that, but didn't y'all get some information? Like what hotel and where his body is at right then and there? Hannah didn't know nothing. But I guess, but y'all, the fact that Hannah didn't know those questions and those questions didn't come up, for me, that's still like a little bit of possibility that he could still be alive. So I don't know, y'all. I'm not 100% ruling out Wyatt just yet. Oh, and then so Jim started going crazy, calling the guards, and then he was acting so irate that the guards like tackled him down to the table. Y'all, did y'all peep that? Like, so then Jim calmed down. He was like, all right, I'm cool, y'all can let me go or let me up, and they let him up. Can y'all you could do that? I didn't know you could do that. I thought, yeah, once you start acting crazy and they had you down. So I was like, yeah, that was kind of funny. Y'all. Mitch went ahead and put the drugs in Ward's trunk, you guys. It was pretty smart of him to pull the tow truck in front of Ward's car so Ward couldn't see him putting the drugs in there. And like y'all said, I'm usually not here for guys going to jail for false imprisonment, but Ward's starting to get on my nerves, y'all. So Mitch go inside, him and Ward kind of exchange words or whatever. And so before Mitch came in, Benny and Ward was just sitting there, and Benny was like, my phone still ain't on, I'm about to go holler at David Harrington again. And then Ward was like, no, stay here, let's just chill some more. I don't know why. If I was Benny, I would have been like, you trying to get at me, Ward? Like, we all in the dang tow yard, we ain't doing nothing, ain't no music going on, we ain't drinking or nothing. You want me to just sit here and kick it? Like, we ain't kicking it. But I mean, I guess he know him from back in the day and knew he wasn't trying to get at him. But that was so suspicious. Like, I don't know. Number one, you didn't feel the gun on you, Benny. And now number two, like, he kind of low-key begging you to stay and you still don't see nothing weird with it. And then Ward, like, okay, I understand you waiting for Candace to give you the money and you gonna kill Benny if it don't come, but you could have killed him later. Like, why you gotta kill him right there? It's broad daylight. Everybody can see. And then so Mitch came in, right? So then Mitch was like, yeah, Benny, let's, I'm with you, let's roll to go see what's up with David Harrington. So then Ward tried to stop both of them. So I was like, so now what? So Ward was gonna kill both of them, like if Candace didn't send him the text. So whatever, I was like, Ward tripping. But soon as he was about to like kind of push up on Benny and Mitch, Candace sent him the picture of the money. Now, not that I've ever had $2 million before, but I just think that it wouldn't take all that for $2 million. Like, what was it, in ones or something? Like, in banks, usually, they barely had the money as it was, so I'm assuming that they would give you, well, I guess if they scraped it up, they probably scraped it up in ones too, but I was going to assume, if somebody give me $2 million, I want hundreds. And maybe some tens, just because that's my favorite bill, but... Well, it was before they put Harriet Tubman on the 20. But I don't know. I just thought that was way too much bags of money for $2 million. So anyway, y'all, Melissa, y'all. Melissa finally come over, you guys. Or no, Melissa and Jeffrey go to the room. Melissa liked the room. And then Jeffrey go say, so how does it feel to be a 2-bit whore? I was like, 2-bit whore, Jeffrey? 2-bit whore? Like, what is this, the 1950s? But it's so funny. I remember watching the movie a long time ago in high school. They said that, and I used to say that a little bit for a hot second when I was just clowning around calling people 2-bit whores, or I used to say 2-bit hussy. But it was just so funny to hear Jeffrey saying, because he was serious, like 2-bit whore. And, you know, Melissa was like, look, I don't really want to do this. I'm just doing it for money. I'm not necessarily a whore, but my parents need money and I'll do anything for them. I really can't stand your mama either. So if you find a way to get us out of this, I'm down. But she was talking real loud. I'm like, y'all acting like Veronica ain't right downstairs. But, yeah. So, Melissa down for some revenge on the Veronica. She was like, I can't stand that bitch. Sorry, Bar, she looks cute. Her little wig or weave is cute, and her makeup was cute. So, all right, Melissa, y'all. So David comes through, y'all, and Veronica like meets him. I don't know why Veronica changed dresses. That dress she had on was okay, but that first dress she had on with the little droop in the back, that was a bomb dress. I don't see why she switched. She should have switched the other way around. First wore the other one and then wore the other one to the engagement party, because I don't know, the first dress, the gray and black one, seemed way more engagement party apropos, you know, if you will. So anyway, y'all, of course she drinking, being dumb. Somebody asked her on Twitter, somebody asked the actress who plays Veronica, her name is Angela, I can't think of her last name right now, was she drinking for real because she was acting real mean and like was drinking on set? Did that help her like get into that role? She was like, girl, no, that wasn't no real liquor. She was like, I probably would have passed out by then, all that drinking. I was like, yeah, because she did have like 3 or 4 drinks, but clearly that wasn't liquor. And it's so funny because I was looking at it. I actually saw the tweet before I saw the show, and I guess they do have light whiskey, but even when I was looking at it, I was like, that's too light to be whiskey or scotch. But I guess they have golden brown whiskey or scotch. So anyway, y'all, David was like, I come to get Jeffrey. He called Jeffrey, and did you see how David was like, Jeffrey, like in his regular voice? He yelled a little bit, but Jeffrey heard him and came down. So that's why I was like, see, how could Jeffrey hear David from downstairs, but Melissa and Jeffrey didn't think that Veronica could hear him. But okay, we know it's a show, so let me get off that. So anyway, y'all, David was like, come on, come with me. She had the car on you, that ain't nothing. She don't got nothing else, let's roll. And then Jeffrey was like, nah, I'm gonna stay. And then David was like, she got something else on you, Dane, it couldn't be that bad. And then Veronica was like, yeah, it's bad, it's pretty bad, it's actually worse than the car. And David was like, come on, I'll help you. Now, I don't know, y'all. Maybe that's why I would probably be in jail if I did crimes, because I would have went with David. Because I'm like, first of all, you my daddy, you on my side, you the judge. So I feel like you can get me off. Like, I feel like David would have more weight in the courtroom than Veronica, you know? So, and then Jeffrey need to get this off his chest anyway. Like, I'm not down for telling people that you murdered somebody, but your daddy, who's a judge, I feel like if I told anybody, I would tell him, especially since Candace the only person who know, and Candace, from Jeffrey's standpoint, is like kind of getting on his nerves, you know? So I would have went with the daddy, y'all. I would have been like, yep, thanks, Dad, let's roll, and told him everything and hope that he could help, you know, get me off. And I think that David could. So I would have went. I would have been like, bump Melissa and Veronica, I'm out. But whatever, Jeffrey's scared, so he stays. And then Catherine calls Veronica. So Veronica's standing right there in front of them. So she's just like, oh no. I was like, this bitch is crazy. So what happened? Oh, so Veronica hung up the phone, y'all. And then Veronica go say, we're gonna have to postpone the party or cancel the party. I gotta go over Catherine's house. Apparently Wyatt is dead. And she just said it so nonchalantly, and they both was like, what? So Jim flips out. He runs to go tell David, and then David flips out and he runs to go tell Jim down to the jail. And then Jeffrey kind of sits there or whatever. And then Veronica gonna say, yeah, David always run to Jim. First his bitch died and now yours does. I was like, oh my gosh, like this girl is crazy. Like, would have said something like that, like something funny, but not if it was dead. Like, I don't know, maybe if they got hit by a car, I don't know, but I don't know, y'all. That was just like, I was like, oh my gosh, Veronica. But yeah. So Veronica chooses to sit there and get drunk, y'all. So she makes Jeffrey wait, because Jeffrey is ready, like, oh my gosh, let's go see what happened to Wyatt. And Veronica there getting drunk more and just like, oh no, we gonna go when I'm ready, like, calm down, yada yada yada. She just talks so much crap. Jeffrey started crying. He was like, oh, she was like, oh, you crying like a girl. And she said some stuff like, oh, I can't wait for the baby to be born so I can have a do-over, because, you know, you suck, at least we gonna have this son and I can raise him better. Like, she was just saying all this evil stuff. And when Melissa come back down and find out what happened, she gonna say, oh, nothing, it's just Wyatt, little junkie friend. I'm like, dang, like, this girl is crazy. And then she tell Melissa to go take a lavender bath or something, like it smelled real good or it smelled real girly. And then she said, yeah, and I know Jeffrey gonna want to try it too, or Jeffrey want to go get into it too, you know, just trying to throw shade at the fact that, you know, he like girly scents or stuff, or but that may not even be the case, you know. She just saying all these little slurs, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, Veronica, you are like so evil. Like, honestly, well, all of it is bad, but I almost feel like the stupid little cliche gay like stuff was a little bit less than the fact of how she was acting that Wyatt was dead. Like, I know you kind of don't like Wyatt, but come on, that is your best friend's son. And I do kind of think she real friends with Catherine. You know, I mean, even when we first met them, you could tell Veronica was cold-hearted even towards Catherine, but that do seem to be her only somewhat friend. So, okay, aside from the fact that your son liked him, like, you're not gonna show no sympathy for the fact that this kid is dead. Like, oh my gosh. So finally, since Jeffrey keep crying and, you know, being all anxious, she like, come on, go ahead, drive your mama to Catherine's house, let's roll. And so Melissa come down, y'all, or she already still right there. And then, of course, Jeffrey about to walk by, and she was like, Veronica was like, oh, you better kiss her or something like that. So they kissed. This kiss was actually better, so she should have just settled for that kiss, because that kiss was way better than the first kiss she made him do. But she's like, you can do better than that, kiss her again. So she just stood there and watched while he kissed her, y'all. And I don't know why that was so gross to me. Like, it reminds me of like porn, not porn, what do you call it, like I don't know, yeah, I guess like child molestation or child pornography. Like, I know they grown, but you remember on the Butterfly Effect when the parent made like the kids have sex and he watched, like something like that. Like, what are you, like, do it please you to see them do that? Like, why would you sit there that close and watch? Like, how you looking at their lips that close to know if it's a good kiss or not? That's so nasty to me. Like, you mad because he gay? Like, you got porn issues. But anyway, y'all, so let's go to Candace and War. Candace get the money. She was almost, well, she was late. It was like 5:04, and she finally texted him a picture of that money. And so she goes to meet him. It looked like they was meeting inside at a church, but I was like, once again, in broad daylight, outdoors, like, I don't know. I must need to get some re-up on my hood lessons, because I just thought drops didn't go like that. But I don't know. So she bring him the money, long story short, and I'm sorry, I just think she was too nice. I understand War is a killer and yada yada yada, but no, okay, we had a deal, here go your money, bye. Like, I don't understand why she was being kind of nice to him or whatever, but I don't know. I would have been just like, yeah, don't come over my house, don't call me, we even now, so bye. Like, she was all like, so you're gonna stop coming over, or will you call me when you come? Like, no. First of all, get your some security back, or if you don't have, never had it, get you some security. Like, no, this is over. Like, you got your money, and we either even, like, I would have been the one to tell War, like, we even. Like, in the end, War ended up saying, like, we good now, we back to normal, la da 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 da. But no, I would have been like, here's your money, we're even, don't mess with me, don't mess with my brother, don't come to my house, and bye. And yeah, if you want to act all big and bad, then I get the homies to get you. Like, we back even. Like, no. So, but I get it, she was scared, she loved Benny, yada yada yada. Oh, and then he gonna say, you know, you got some good stuff or whatever. That was the best I ever had in regards to the sex. And I was like, that was the best sex you ever had? That on the gate in a late night alley at a tow yard? That was your best sex? Whoops. I figure if you that hard, you would have some way better hoes to like turn you out way better than that. I'm just saying, like, I was surprised that was the best sex you had. It was like 2 minutes, but you know, usually when you're abusive, you suck at sex. So hey, that probably was the best. Not that I know. So I heard, or like on the movies. Nah, for real, that's not funny. I don't know. Yeah, so you know, and he go ahead and drive off, you guys, and of course, soon as he driving away, the cops pull him over, y'all, and they take the drugs and the money, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, I'm glad they got him, but I want Candace to get her money back. So hopefully, since that's Mitch's friend who arrested him, hopefully they give Candace the money back. But it was like 4 cops, you know, one of them is probably dirty. Well, clearly they all dirty since they doing this just for their friend, but Candace might not get that whole $2 million back, but I hope so. But the only bad part about that is now he think Candace did it and she didn't. So I really hope that I don't know, he don't do nothing to her. This is the second dude she done had waiting to get out of jail to kill her. I'm like, dang, Candace can't win. But you know, like her mama said, she always doing something dirty. Okay, so everything wants to act crazy right now. Okay. So y'all, they finally get to Catherine's house, and Veronica tosses her jacket towards Hannah because Hannah opens the door. And of course, soon as the doorbell rang and Hannah was like, oh, I'll get it. I was like, Hannah, stop acting like a slave again. But, you know, her friend, the son did die, so I kind of get it. But whatever. So I guess she wasn't acting like a slave all the way, because when Veronica came in and tried to toss her jacket, Hannah let that jacket fall right on the floor, and Veronica was like, pick it up, and she was like, no, you pick it up. And that's when I would have been like, no, I don't work here, like, girl, bye. But none of that happened. And then she was calling for Jeffrey, like, Jeffrey, come get my jacket. But y'all, Jeffrey went straight to Catherine on the couch and was like, is it true? And then Catherine's like, yes, Jeffrey is true. Y'all, he started bawling, and I was just like, oh my gosh. So yeah, it was so sad. He broke down, you guys, and Veronica got pissed. Veronica was so pissed that Jeffrey was crying, like she couldn't even console Catherine. She sat by her and I think she put her hand on her a little bit, but she didn't hug her. She didn't ask what happened. It was nothing. And you remember she got Wyatt raped back in the day, so you would think she would at least put on the front, so you know Catherine won't find that out. I mean, I know I'm hoping Catherine find out anyway, but dang, Veronica was so pissed that Jeffrey was crying, like she couldn't even confront her friend. It was so sad, y'all. And she was saying stuff like, you need to stop crying. Look at us. It's 3 other women in the room and ain't nobody crying like you. His mama ain't even crying. The downtrodden maid ain't even crying. I was like, downtrodden maid? Like, who says that? But you know, Veronica clearly got some reverse racism teas. We already know she treating a white maid like a slave. Earlier, she made some comments about Melissa saying she from the hood, all she know is fried chicken and liquor stores, and wouldn't know a vegetable if you seen her. I'm like, the girl is pregnant. Ain't you happy that she pregnant? Not to say that all pregnant only eat fried food, but I'm just saying you should be happy or whatever that the girl is eating. And she said something else about her, like that was racist, like wrong side of the track or dumb or something like that. And then, you know, calling Hannah downtrodden maid, like I'm just like, oh my gosh, girl, if you don't cool it. So Hannah was all taking up for him and rubbing him or whatever, right? Veronica, y'all, this was my favorite part. Veronica was like, what did she say? She was like, oh, my son doesn't need comforting. And then Hannah was like, neither does mine, but you still do it. I was like, oh, that was a good one. And then she said something else like, oh, stop touching my son. And then Hannah was like, as soon as you stop touching mine. I was like, oh my gosh. I was so here for it, Hannah. Good kudos to you for that one part. So that was that, you guys. And Veronica just was going in, talking about men don't need to cry for another man, and da 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 da. She was saying that's why I didn't even want to come over here. I was telling you, like, let's kick it, let's chill, so you could let all this crying is out. You know, we supposed to be strong for her. We don't act like this, da 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 da. And Hannah was trying to tell her, like, that's his friend. Like, whether he liked him or not, like, if he wasn't gay, like, I think he would still cry. Like, he's not crying because they wasn't boyfriends. Like, I mean, yeah, maybe Jeffrey tried that one time, but they never had sex or kissed or anything. So he really is sad because his friend that he knew since elementary school is dead. Like, and I get it. You know, I kind of come from a hood where they used to always tell the boys not to cry. So I do understand that that is part of our history, if you will, to kind of say that stupid thing about boys not crying. So I kind of get it. But no, Veronica just do it way too much, you know. So, and haven't David cried before? I'm like, your husband cried, you know he ain't gay. Yeah, so yada yada yada, y'all. So Jeffrey started looking at this bottle, and she was like, why you looking at that bottle, son? He was like, because I want to hit you over the head with it. I was like, oh my gosh. And then she was like, well, why don't you? And she said something like, oh, Jeffrey was like, oh, because you're my mother. And then she got all up in his face and was like, you don't have the heart to do it. A real man gotta have heart to do something like that. Y'all, that's all I would have needed. I would have grabbed that bottle so fast and bust her head so far in. As soon as she said that, that would have been my only trick. Yeah. I actually would have bust her head back at the house when she was saying all of that stuff. But he didn't do it, y'all. But what he did instead, y'all, he grabbed that knife and he stabbed her in the chest, y'all. I was just like, oh, I was like, it ain't real. It ain't real. I thought it was going to be a dream. Like, he blacked out, you know, crying over Wyatt. I did not think it was going to be real. I was just like, oh, like I was holding my heart, like literally. And then it went off, you guys. So, y'all, he stabbed his mama. And like I said, I thought it was going to come out of it, but it just jumped to the previews. And then, yeah, you see Cannon running over there talking about Jeffrey stabbed his mama. And then you even see a clip of her with a knife in his chest. But that old evil hussy, you know, she ain't dead. She's sitting there with a knife right in her chest, still talking crap to Hannah. And Hannah was like, you want me to push it in there a little further? Y'all, I sure would have. Or I would have been like, here, Veronica, sit down. And pushed her down. Y'all, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, y'all. Jeffrey stabbed his mama. Oh my gosh. So that was pretty much it, you guys. It was a really, well, that part was the best part. And then the part where Hannah was saying all that crap about as soon as Veronica stopped touching her son, she would stop consoling hers or whatever. So that was it, you guys. It was a pretty good episode. Looking forward to next week. This is number, what, 14, I said? So I guess I'll look up to see how many it is. I think it should be up to 22. So we still got a long way to go, you guys. So we'll see, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about the episode. And that's about it, you guys. I'll see you in the next review. You know what's up. Give me the thumbs up on this video. Go ahead